Dawn breaks over the endless sands of Arabia. The wind stirs ancient dunes, whispering stories of a land shaped by tradition, honor, and survival. In the heart of Mecca, life pulses through crowded markets and narrow streets. Merchants call out, children laugh, and the city's clans guard their honor with pride. Among the noble Banu Makhzum, a child is born, Khalid, son of al-Walid. His family's legacy is one of warriors, leaders, and fierce ambition. Khalid's childhood is shaped by the rhythms of desert life, by the stories of ancestors, the discipline of training, and the bonds of kinship. In the shadow of the Kaaba, Khalid's journey begins, not as a legend, but as a boy destined to walk the path of greatness. In the bustling heart of Mecca, before the dawn of Islam, the Banu Makhzum clan commanded respect and influence. Among their sons was Khalid, born into a world defined by tradition and fierce ambition. Khalid grew up surrounded by wealth and a proud martial heritage. From an early age, he was taught the values of leadership and honor, as his family's reputation shaped his future. The Makhzum's reach extended across Meccan society, ensuring Khalid's upbringing was steeped in both privilege and responsibility. As he matured, Khalid witnessed the clan's influence in commerce and politics, learning the art of negotiation and alliance. As a youth, Khalid excelled in horsemanship and swordplay, training with the finest warriors of his tribe. He absorbed lessons in discipline, tactics, and the harsh realities of desert warfare. While his peers enjoyed the games of youth, Khalid's mind was drawn to strategy and command. He studied the movements of armies, the strength of alliances, and the secrets of victory. His reputation for intelligence and discipline began to grow, setting him apart as a future leader. By adolescence, Khalid was already recognized as a formidable horseman and tactician. He was not only a product of his clan's legacy, but a force destined to shape the fate of Arabia. His skills in battle and leadership earned him respect among his peers and elders alike. In a land where strength and cunning determined survival, Khalid's early mastery of warfare set him apart. The seeds of greatness were sown long before his name would echo across history. Khalid's journey from the heart of Mecca to the front lines of history began with discipline, vision, and an unyielding spirit, qualities that would one day change the course of empires. Ambition in the heart of Mecca. In the shadow of the Kaaba, Khalid's formative years unfolded, marked by rivalry and the relentless pursuit of excellence. The world was changing, and so was he. As the years unfolded, the message of Islam spread across Arabia, reaching even the most steadfast of its opponents. Khalid ibn al-Walid, once a formidable adversary, found himself increasingly drawn to the faith he had fought so fiercely against. The weight of truth pressed upon Khalid's heart. Despite his victories on the battlefield, he could not ignore the growing conviction within his soul, a call to something greater than war. In 629 AD, Khalid made a momentous decision. He left Mecca not as a conqueror, but as a seeker of peace. His journey led him to Medina, where he stood before the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, ready to embrace a new path. The man who had once orchestrated defeat for the Muslims at Uhud now offered his loyalty and his legendary skills to the very cause he had opposed. Khalid pledged his sword, his intellect, and his future to Allah and his messenger. The Prophet Muhammad, recognizing Khalid's sincerity and remarkable abilities, welcomed his conversion. With this act, a new era began for Khalid and for the Muslim community. The sword of Quraysh was transformed. Khalid's acceptance of Islam marked the forging of a new weapon, one that would soon alter the course of history. Khalid's first true test came at the Battle of Mu'tah. Facing overwhelming odds, a Muslim force of just 3,000 confronted a vast Roman Arab coalition. The Prophet appointed 3 commanders, each of whom fell in battle, leaving the army leaderless and vulnerable. In the chaos, the soldiers turned to Khalid ibn al-Walid. Calm under pressure, he assumed command and quickly assessed the dire situation, knowing that survival depended on strategy, not brute force. Khalid swiftly reorganized the ranks, shifting the flanks and rotating banners to confuse the enemy. By dawn, the Romans believed fresh reinforcements had arrived, hesitating to attack. Rather than risk annihilation, Khalid executed a disciplined withdrawal. He staged feints and skirmishes, gradually pulling his men back while maintaining the illusion of strength. The Romans, wary of a trap in the unforgiving desert, chose not to pursue. Against impossible odds, Khalid preserved the Muslim army, earning respect from friend and foe alike. News of Khalid's leadership reached Medina. The Prophet, upon hearing of the events, declared, "A sword from the swords of Allah has taken up the banner, and Allah granted them victory." From that day, Khalid was honored with a new title, Saifullah, the Sword of Allah. His legend as an undefeated commander had only just begun. The name Saifullah would echo across Arabia and beyond, as Khalid's military genius shaped the destiny of empires. The Sword of Allah was now unsheathed, ready to change the course of history. After the passing of the Prophet Muhammad, Arabia was plunged into turmoil. Tribes across the peninsula rebelled, threatening the fragile unity of the new Islamic State. Abu Bakr, the first caliph, turned to his most trusted general, Khalid ibn al-Walid, to restore order. Khalid led a series of swift campaigns, defeating rebellious tribes in a succession of battles known as the Ridda Wars. His leadership and tactical brilliance were crucial in reuniting the Arabian Peninsula under Islam. The fiercest confrontation came at the Battle of Yarmouk, where Khalid faced Musaylama the liar and his followers. The fighting was intense, and the losses heavy, prompting the caliphs to preserve the Quran by compiling it into a single book, fearing the deaths of those who had memorized it. In the aftermath, the Quran was gathered and preserved, ensuring the survival of Islam's sacred text. Khalid's victories not only restored unity, but also laid the foundation for the Islamic State's future expansion. Khalid's leadership in these wars was instrumental in preserving the unity of the nascent Islamic State, setting the stage for its expansion. With Arabia unified, the new Islamic State looked beyond its borders. Abu Bakr, the first caliph, dispatched Khalid ibn al-Walid to confront the Persian Empire in Iraq, a formidable adversary that had dominated the region for centuries. Khalid's arrival on the Persian front marked the beginning of a relentless campaign. His tactical brilliance and speed overwhelmed Persian forces, securing victory after victory and spreading the influence of Islam deep into Mesopotamia. In less than a year, Khalid's innovative strategies left the Persians reeling. His ability to outmaneuver larger armies and adapt to new challenges became legendary among both allies and enemies. The Persian military, unaccustomed to such rapid and unpredictable tactics, suffered a series of defeats. Khalid's reputation as a master strategist grew with every campaign. Just as the Persian heartland seemed within reach, urgent news arrived from Syria. The Muslim armies facing the Romans were in crisis, and only Khalid's leadership could turn the tide. Khalid led a daring march across the uncharted Syrian desert, guiding his elite warriors through a waterless expanse. Using camels for water and navigating by the stars, he emerged behind Roman lines, taking both friend and foe by surprise. At Yarmouk, Khalid faced the Byzantine Empire's might. Outnumbered and outmatched, he unified the Muslim command, exploited the terrain, and orchestrated a defense that would become a model of military excellence. For 6 days, the battle raged. Khalid's cavalry maneuvers and disciplined formations gradually wore down the Byzantine forces, shifting the momentum in favor of the Muslims. On the final day, Khalid launched a decisive assault that shattered the Byzantine lines. The victory at Yarmouk ended centuries of Roman dominance in Syria and opened the Levant to Islam. The triumph at Yarmouk was not just a military achievement, It marked a turning point in world history, paving the way for the rapid expansion of the Islamic State. Khalid's campaigns against the Persians and Byzantines demonstrated the power of unity, faith, and strategic genius. His legacy as a commander would inspire generations to come. The story of Khalid ibn al-Walid's victories across empires stands as a testament to his leadership and vision, forever remembered as the Sword of Allah. In the height of his military success, Khalid ibn al-Walid was relieved of command by Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab. Umar sought to remind the army that victory comes from faith, not from the reputation of any single man. Khalid accepted the decision with humility, serving as a soldier with unwavering loyalty and skill. His devotion was to his faith and his people, not to rank or personal glory. In his final days, Khalid lay in Homs, far from the battlefield. Despite a life spent in combat, he faced death in his bed, reflecting on a lifetime of service and sacrifice. He lamented, "I have sought martyrdom in every battle, yet here I am, dying in my bed. May the eyes of the cowards never find rest in sleep." Khalid ibn al-Walid remains the only general in history undefeated in over 100 battles. His strategies are still studied by military leaders around the world, yet his greatest legacy is one of transformation. A testament that true strength lies in service to a higher cause. The sword of Allah was sheathed, but his impact endures through the ages.